Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of Answers for Athletes. In today's video, I'm going to answer the question from Fateh Zegal 5048, who says, thanks for this video, but how do I incorporate all of these into a workout? What should I be doing first, second, third, etc.? So guys, I'm going to answer your question. Which exercises should I do first, second, third, etc., etc., and does the order really matter? So let's get into it. I have answered this question in many, many videos. I've made some in-depth, very elaborate videos on this, so you might want to check that out. But your quick answer, your short answer is yes, the order of exercises does matter because certain types of exercises are going to be very fatiguing, and certain types of exercises are actually going to be stimulating, and they're going to fire you up for the rest of the workout. So the order of exercises does matter, and the order of exercises when you do your workout should most of the time look like this. Sometimes it switches, sometimes it changes, but most of the time it looks like this. And I want you to know that there's two questions that you should be asking yourself when you come across any certain exercise. The first question is this exercise going to stimulate my body, my central nervous system for the rest of this workout? Or is this exercise going to fatigue my body, my muscles, my central nervous system for the rest of this workout? And then based on that, you can actually order your exercises that way. But what I do for my athletes and what I suggest you do most of the time is you do your warm-up first for obvious reasons. And just ask the question, is the warm-up going to stimulate me or fatigue me? Unless you're warming up at LA Fitness with 5 games of pickup basketball, that might fatigue you. But most warm-ups are going to stimulate you. They're going to get your body ready for the rest of the workout. So first you start with your warm-up. The next thing that you should probably start with is plyometrics, because most plyometrics actually stimulate your central nervous system. They fire up your central nervous system for the rest of the workout. Okay, you can get to a point where you're doing plyometrics and they're fatiguing for the rest of the workout. But most plyometrics, we shouldn't be doing those to fatigue anyway. There's a certain amount of time. There's very specific times where I may plug in deep range of motion plyometrics to near failure for my athletes. So I might do lunge jumps, so deep range of motion jumps, and I might say do 20 jumps each leg, 40 reps total. That is very fatiguing. We normally do that at the very end of the workout, because if we were to do that before the rest of the workout would be diminished because that is very fatiguing. And now we're doing our power cleans and our squats and our deadlifts while we're fatigued, and we don't want that. So most plyometrics are stimulating if you are doing them correctly, or if you have a certain reason why you are doing high volume plyos or fatiguing plyos, then you can do those at the end. But warm up first, plyometrics second, because they are stimulating for the nervous system. Power work is normally next if you're going to do power. So this would be like 5 sets of 3 with 30 to 80% of your 1 rep max. And you could fill in the blank. Deadlift, squat, power clean, whatever you're going to do. So warm up is going to make us ready. It's going to fire us up for the rest of the workout. Plyometrics stimulate the central nervous system for the rest of the workout. Power work is it's going to be a little fatiguing, but most of the time, if you do power work correctly, it's also going to fire you up for the rest of the workout. Then the next category is strength work. Now, strength work is fatiguing. This is like a 5x5 squat or deadlift, as heavy as you can possibly go. And it doesn't have to be as heavy as you could possibly go. We all know that we can build strength with less than, our 5 rep max. I'm not going to get into that. But strength work is actually fatiguing. So if we were to do plyometrics and power work after we did our strength work, we're going to be fatigued for those plyos and fatigued for our power work. So we would not see as many results. We would not get as much from our plyos and our power work if we did those after strength work. So that's why we do strength work after these things. After we have strength is hypertrophy. Okay, so if you want to add in some hypertrophy at the end, or you want to add in some accessory work at the end, where let's say sometimes I like to add in some post chain accessory work like hyper extensions for 3 sets of 20 reps. Okay, after that, I don't want to do that before I do my plyos and before I do my power work. I want to do that at the end. Okay, so this is the order that you should be doing your exercises most of the time. Warm up, then you do your plyos or your speed work, then you do your power work, then you do your strength work, then you do your hypertrophy work. And one last thing that I want to say is think about this, because for myself, this is why I say that's not always the case, because sometimes I get my best jumps after my entire workout. Let's say I'm going to try to dunk, or I'm trying to jump as high as I possibly can. Sometimes I get my best jumps after I do my strength work. And this is where post-activation potentiation comes in. So, and we're not going to dive too far into that. What I gave you already is most of the time, 90% of the time, what you should do. But you need to test for yourself. If I'm trying to jump higher and I have dunks today, or I've high object touches today, put these dunks or put these high object touches or your vertical jumps in certain spots and see what gets you the best results. Do I get the best results from doing my jumps directly after my warm-up? For me, that's not true. Do I get my best jumps from doing them after all my plyometrics? For me, sometimes that can be true. Do I get my best jumps after my power work? A lot of the times, for me, this is true. Do I get my best jumps after my strength work? For me, this sometimes is true. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. It depends on the strength work. But you need to insert your jumps into these categories if jumping is your thing and you're going to dunk that day and you're going to do high object touches that day, or you want to test your vertical that day. Insert it in different categories. Play around with it for yourself, because everybody is different. But anyways, like I said, 90% of the time, it's going to be warm-up, speed and plyos, power, strength, hypertrophy. That's it for this video. I will see you in tomorrow's video at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Comment jump for that free program. Leave your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. And get my advanced training programs, guys. I promise you, I will take you to the absolute next level. I have a program for everyone. If you're strong and you can't jump high, I have Beyond the Rim Project Plyo. If you're elastic and bouncy, but you need to improve your strength, I have Beyond the Rim Strong and Bouncy. If you need a mix of strength and plyos, I have Beyond the Rim 2. I got Beyond the Rim 3. I got Upper Body Athlete 1, 2, 3. If your knees hurt, I got Indestructible Knees. By the way, I revamped Indestructible Knees. That shit is fire. Anyways, I'm yapping at this point. I will see you tomorrow. I love you all. Peace.